Hey, welcome to the Spitter Swallow Beer Review, another wreck of an episode. And I'm doing a Bluejackets Company Porter. They're out of Washington, D.C. It's an East India Porter, 6.5% ABV. On Beer Advocate, it gets an 83. On Beer Advocate, though, it says a 6.2, but on the can, it says 6.5. I go with the can. Collaboration with beer historian and author Ron Pattinson. It said something about Ron. I don't know what the hell it said. I took it off my screen. So, yeah, collaboration with Ron Pattinson and something else. There you go. Yeah, Bluejacket. Bluejacket Brewing. They're by the shipyard, Naval Shipyard in Washington. I looked at some of their beers. Some of them are patriotic thing. They got one beer called Stars and Stripes. Some other ones, not the real major. You figured they'd have a lot of naval, McNamara's or famous Navy admirals, or I was like one guy said, "Give me liberty" or "Give me death," something like that. I can't get up under the tab. There we go. Let's pour it. Hey, we got one viewer already. Freaky freaks. Hey, doing all right. Doing all right. It must be nighttime over there, or getting close. Figured I had a rough night at work. I always say that. I figured I'd come on and do one beer review. I might come back to do a drinking and thinking with some beer or something. Yeah, nice. I had this one ready to go before the tragic accident at the Brooklyn Bridge last night with some Mexican naval training vessel. It's a sail thing, so it does have a sail and what do you call it, the mast or whatever. Hit the Brooklyn Bridge. Many people are injured. I guess I'm assuming most of the people injured on the boat. I'm not really sure. All right, open one. Open one. Let me know what you're doing. Yeah. All right, this one, nice, frothy head. Looks a little like chocolate, almost brownish, more of a dark beige going into a brown. And the beer itself is pretty dark. I can't even tell what color it is. I'm going to say it's mostly black. Or it's a super, super, super dark brown. Well, it looks good. Let's give it the old snifferoonie. Yeah, it smells stronger than a 6.6, but definitely got your coffee, a chocolate, very malty roastiness in there. A little sweetness, which might be the chocolate or maybe some dark fruits. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it smells pretty good. I love a good porter, Pours out like oil. Ready to drink it. Cheers. If you got a can, Freaky Freaks, let me know. I'll send you the link. If you can get on. Probably shouldn't have said that public, but that's okay. I don't think we'll get too many views. Imagine, I think you're only allowed up to 10 people in here or something like that. I think the most we have had on this beer review was our original channel right before it got canceled. 4th of July, 2020. I was at my location. Jammer was at his location, both in Florida. I was still home due to COVID, lung issues. And My brother was at his place. Another guy was having a 4th of July party at his place. He was on, and then I think either I don't know if it was Arsum or Jose. One of them was on too. So it was like I don't think Jammer Fan might have been on too. Yeah, so it was like 5 or 6 of us. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I got a crappy computer. I need to get a new computer. I think that's why I have some lag issues and stuff sometimes. Um, and my internet's a high speed internet, but my computer is only showing like streaming at like 14 to 16. Now I don't know if going to StreamYard enhances the stream a little bit, but when I do a test thing, I wish they showed you on here what your frame rate is. But when I do a test on the computer, it says my streaming is 14 to 16 frames per second. Yeah, sometimes we get lag, and it's funny because we're both lagging, me and Jammer, and he'll think it's me. I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe it's you. Most of the time, it's me. But then when I look back at the video, he's frozen, and I'm still going. So, or vice versa, or both of us are frozen, but the audio's still going, so that's all that counts. It's a really good porter. Um, these guys started a brewing company in 2013 there in Washington, D.C. Bluejacket Brewing. I think I had one beer by them before, maybe one or two. I'd have to Googleize that someday. Oh, okay. So Jammer lags more, huh? That's good. Good to hear. And he does Wi-Fi on his, and it says if you're going to stream live to use a connection, but he keeps doing the Wi-Fi, so I don't know. Pretty good, nice creamy chocolate coffee. I think the coffee might be more than the chocolate. It's kind of actually it's kind of like 50-50. A little bit of sweetness. I'm not sure if that's alcohol, some dark fruits, or the chocolate sweetness, but it is a little sweet. Not overly sweet or anything. Tastes pretty good, smooth, easy to drink. It's only 6.6% ABV, so not too bad. I didn't look at the ABV when I decided I was going to drink it when I got home from work. I was thinking it was probably like a 10% or something, but so I'm a little happy that it's 6.6. For some reason, I drink these 10%, 11% stouts or porters or IPAs, and then I have like two or three regular beers. Just from that little bit, I wake up with a hangover. Now, if I drink 4 or 5 regular beers, I wake up, I'm all right. But I guess it could be combining a whole bunch of different beers too. Who knows how that any study has ever been done. All right, we tested 100 guys. They all had one IPA at 10%, 3 adjunct lagers at 5.5% or 5%. All these different beers, and then see what the results are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Jammer you said that. He'll be very upset. He says it's me all the time, but he thinks it's me because I'm probably freezing on his end because yeah. Anyhow, yeah. One video was funny though because no, it's you. He said to me, "It's you," and then when I watched the video back, it was him, and I was laughing. Oh, are you a wrestling coach or something, or you wrestle? That's not wrestling. That's football or soccer. I don't like that horn though. One of my best friend from high school, he was a amateur wrestler. He was really good in high school. He had some college offers from some big colleges for wrestling, but he went to he was joining the Marines. He didn't even look at the colleges or anything. He was hell bent on going in the Marines. Oh, MMA. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I never really got into MMA. Even watching, I like watching it, but I think it's actually for modern times, it's probably the most violent. Everybody used to say boxing was violent back in the old days, like 20, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. MMA is pretty violent, but there are other sports, that are violent too all over the world. So, like Muay Thai, kickboxing, and other stuff, Yeah, it's crazy. I would never do it myself because I used to get fights when I was younger. I didn't get in too many fights after high school. I think in high school I learned my lesson. It hurts either way. Whether you win or lose, something will be hurting on you, your jaw, your head, your hand. Matter of fact, I got one. Yeah, that's what I did one time. But last time I got in a big brawl, it was a street brawl with a few of us. I hurt my knuckle because I swung and barely hit the dude and got him with my two knuckles over here and on his head, no doubt. And yeah, that shit almost felt like it was broke. But that was a fun night because we were watching MMA. It was back in 1997, 96, 97, somewhere around there. I won't go into the whole story, but yeah. Uh, yeah, we were watching MMA, and my friend paid for it pay per view, and I think it was UFC. I think, but we were going out drinking afterwards to a bar. We're like, all right, everybody's all hyped up about watching the fights. We're going to a bar. All right, everybody calm down. We don't want to get in trouble at the bar. And yeah, we had a good time at the bar, no problems. And then on the way home is when we had a problem out on the street, on my friend's street, a street brawl. Yeah. With some people who wanted to do some road rage didn't, realize we had a car full of people and kind of outnumbered their car, so yeah, it was crazy. But everybody was all right. Yeah. Now, I did see some guy, MMA, of course, and Street Fighter are two totally different things. But if you know MMA, that helps you, I think, in any type of street fighting. Any type of training will help you against somebody that is not trained at all, actually, in anything. Um, but this one guy was on the news, or not the news. I forgot what show he was on, but he was training people how to not get in fights. And he was like, "All right, you say this to me," and the guys, "What you look?" Like I say, well, "What are you looking at? You looking at my girlfriend?" "Oh no, sir. I was admiring that shirt you have. I used to have a shirt just like that. I really like that shirt." Just ways to get out of fights politely. And he says 99 out of 100 times. "Oh yeah, oh wow, yeah. I just bought a shirt." It distracts the guy. It leads the person who's confronting you about something into. I mean, it's not going to happen all the time, of course, depending on what they're confronting you about. But it'll take them into a different. "Oh, okay. You weren't looking at my girl. You were looking at my shirt." "Oh, right. Yeah, but I just bought this shirt." It was different. And he gave different examples. I can't remember all of them, but. And I would say that's just pretty much common sense logic. Unless you really want to fight, then You let your testosterone go, and yeah. I was looking at your girl, you bitch. What about it? Yeah, it's good training. But I never got. That's what I usually did in bars. I mean, I never had anybody mess with me really. I had one friend. Somebody was after him one time. Jammer had one time did something at a concert. I thought he was going to get in a fight. Sitting in a handicap seat. Because the handicapped people left. So I mean, we're up at the top nosebleeds anyhow. So it was about 3 or 4 rows ahead of me. Hey, those seats are open. Let's go sit down there. I'm like, I'm good. I mean, what the hell is that? You're not going to see any different. But he sat down in those seats, and some dude took offense to it. It's like, hey, yeah, those seats, that's for the handicap. And Jammer was like, fuck you, they left. And the guy's like, they're getting face to face. I'm like, oh. I'm trying to get between them. My brother's like, yeah, here we go again. Another time I went out with my brother, second time that I went out with him and Jammer. The time before that, Jammer told these girls were talking smack to each other, 3 drunk girls. And the one girl said to her friend, you fucking whore. And Jammer's like, yeah, you tell her, whore. And these women are all like, go irate. Oh, boy. That's how basically I got my restraining order from pubs. Huh. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I never did any MMA. I used to be in law enforcement, so the only thing I have is like defensive tactics training. Some of it had a little MMA type stuff in it, but not much. And then, of course, some of those moves are outlawed now. It's not even a chokehold, but anything around the neck now, I guess, is considered a chokehold. But you know how you can put pressure over here and knock somebody out? Can't even do that stuff anymore. Or make somebody pass out, actually. But yeah, mine was mostly defensive stuff, And I did. There's a lot of people I worked with who took it seriously and trained that shit every week. But I just did my once a year training. I wasn't all gun ho or anything. I mean, I joined it when I was 31, and then I left it the first time when I was 41, and then I went back when I was 44 almost. Yeah, I think I was almost 44. And then I left again when I was 40. I can't remember what year it was. 44, almost 48. I left. It's 47 going on 48. Yeah, a triangle choke, yeah. We only trained on that one for 1 year, and that was before certain things happened back in 2020. They got rid of that one after 1 year, though, because I guess some people in training made people pass out with it and stuff, So, you're supposed to train. Okay, you feel the pressure. Okay, yeah, let them go. But some people took going all out on it and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like my job. This one young guy I used to work with, he's like, hey, why don't you go to the gym with me? Yeah, he was a pretty good shape kid. He played high school football, but at work, physically demanding job. But when he had to do some physical stuff at work, he would do it lackadaisio, do a little as possibly that he can. And he's young and going to the gym. I'm like, man, I'm worn out. I'm over 50. I'm not going to no damn gym. This is my gym. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing no steroids though. Me and Jammer already talked about that. That was on one of our short videos. But yeah, I'm in all right shape but working a hard job every day. I wake up, I'm like sore. Um, I'm about to ask my boss to have somebody else do my one job that I do because it's too much lifting for me. It's fucking hot up here for some reason today. I don't know what TRT is. Yeah, I just drink milk and I take some protein powder and beer. Oh, I need to get some more sunlight though because working night shift. Probably not getting all the vitamin D I need. I probably need to go stand out in the sun for 20 minutes a day. Maybe I should start doing my beer reviews outside. I need a fan or something else. Too damn hot. It's starting to get hot here. It was. I think our last cool week was last week. At nighttime, it was getting down low 60s still. Maybe the highs were mid to high 70s. Now we're back up in the mid 80s, mid to high 80s. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I should go to the doctor and get some of that. What's it called? TRT. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, my shoulder's been bothering me lately. I think it's the way I'm sleeping though too, especially this shoulder. Yeah, I don't think I can do this type of job for another 10 years, so I gotta go find something else eventually. Yeah. Right now I'm staying in this job though because I'm thinking about going back to Florida, if not soon, within a couple of years. And this job I could transfer to Florida, so I don't have to quit the job and find a new job. I can just transfer down there. And then after I get down there, I can look for something else. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, Jammer hasn't been on. He's been sick. And of course, on the weekends, he never gets on here. Usually Wednesday or Thursday are the day that he comes on here. So hopefully he'll be back on this Wednesday, but we'll see. I work as an overnight stocker at Walmart. Yeah. Not my first choice of job, but I thought when I started working there, it'd be easy. I was a little bit overweight at the time. I was like, I could lose some weight, which I did lose weight my first 3 months there. I lost like 30 pounds. And now I've been maintaining ever since. And yeah, it's not a very good job at all. But being in corrections before and only doing customer service and being in the Army for 5 years, and then I did customer service probably a total of about 4.5, 5 years, corrections 14 years, customer service, 3.5 years at one place, about a year at another place, a couple of months at another place. Juice worked for almost 2 years, and I went back for a few months. Yeah, nobody will hire me. Now I'm too old. Not only do I don't have that much experience, now I'm too old too. So now I got a lot of corrections place. I mean, I even have places back down in Florida. Hey, we send me because I'm on one of those job sites. I don't even live in Florida now, but I guess they saw Florida corrections. They're like, hey, we'd love to hire you. I'd be like, fuck that. Yeah. I only did 14 years in that. I did 10 years and I quit after 10 years for about 2.5 years. Then one of my ex girlfriends talked me into going back. So I went back, and then about almost 4 years later, we broke up. No, 3 years later, we broke up. And then I went about another year, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. I don't need this. Too much stress there. Yeah. I mean, they're our first hour, and then in the morning for 2 hours, 6 to 8, but there's not 6 to 7, 1 hour, actually. 1 hour at night, 1 hour in the morning. I see customers, but yeah, it's not too many, especially in the morning. At night, there's a lot, but they usually don't bother us. You know. But I'll be happy to help a customer. So they come over, especially because once we get close to closing, they're like, "You got five? We close in 5 minutes," and there's people still shopping, looking for stuff. And I'll say, "Hey, need me to help you look for something? Help them get it real quick so they get up there." Because these girls up front, they'll close that crap up on them. We have customers complaining all the time, walking out, can't buy their groceries. Been walking around for an hour for nothing. Yeah, Walmart is like Slave Mart though. And they push us pretty hard. Although we have a big turnover rate, a lot of people can't handle it, and then we got a lot of people. They call sick all the time. They have a 5 point system. Sometimes they even give them a chance. They take their 5 points off, take a couple points, make them down to 3. They're right back to 5 points in like within 2 weeks. So then they fire them. It's kind of a crappy job, and then they pay everybody the same thing. So I'm making a little bit more than somebody that's new, but not much. And there's no incentive to work better because you don't get a raise based on your evaluation or anything. So, but the problem is once they discover that you're a good worker or a hard worker, then they take advantage of you. So I made that mistake. But when I transfer, I'm going to have the hair match the beard. I'm going to dye my hair white. And I'm going to act really old when I get to the next place. I'm going to move really slow. I might have lagged up there. Yeah. I'm going to dye the hair white when I get to the new place, when I transfer, and I'm going to move really slow and act really old, and then they're going to put me on the easy aisle, so I should be good to go. I probably should be striving to get something better. Yeah. Yeah, they even asked me, we have this one position, they had 2 guys doing it. The same as me, they're still considered overnight stockers or associates or whatever. But they do some of the team lead work. They'll tag stuff, put them in the bins. Some of the team, like, because the team leads have too much work to do. But they don't get paid the team lead pay, but they don't have the responsibility either. They don't have to stay over. So they do some of the team lead stuff, but they don't. But they asked me if I want to do it. They get like 4 days on 3-day weekends, 10-hour shifts. But I'm like, screw that. I don't want 10, and they give them 1 hour lunch break. So basically, it's 11 hours you're there. I'm like, that's not worth it to me. Not if you're not going to give me a raise. Fuck that. But the one guy, they're looking for one person to do it because the one guy actually became a team lead. And they wanted me to do it. I'm like, hell no. I'm trying to do as little as possible. I'm on my way out, not my way in. Oh, good times. Good times. Hey, I bought a 12 pack again of the, I was going to buy some cheap beer, just for my drinking and thinking videos, where I was going to get like Yingling Premium or Miller High Life. And then I had that Sierra Nevada Summerfest. of course, compared to the England or the Miller, it's pretty expensive. For a 12 pack, it's more than a damn. Anyhow, a case 24 pack of England Premium is like 16 something, and for Miller High Life is like 14 something. A 12 pack of Sierra Nevada Summerfest is almost $20, but it was so good I went ahead and bought the Summerfest again. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you have your green card and stuff like that, I'm assuming they would. We don't have. I haven't. We have. Well, I mean, we do have one girl that works there. It's from Costa Rica, but she's lived here in the U.S. for I don't know how she. I don't know her background, how she moved here, whether she met a guy or moved here with family or what. But she's lived here for about 18 or 20 years. So yeah, yeah. You can come here and meet a girl, get your green card. Yeah, I wouldn't come to where I'm at in South Carolina. You probably want to go somewhere nicer. I mean, South Carolina's not too bad if you're on the coast. It's a little bit slower. Charleston, Myrtle Beach. It's better areas than what I'm in. Not Myrtle Beach itself, but North Myrtle Beach and the town that's south of Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is kind of bad. Um, and then up north, you got Greenville, northwest part of South Carolina is pretty nice. And then over by south of Charlotte, North Carolina, I forget the name of the town in South Carolina, Rockville or Rock something. That's a pretty nice area too. Yeah. Yeah, but I used to work with this lady, and she met an Italian guy, and yeah, he came over, got his green card, got married to her, and I'm assuming they're still together. Last time I saw her, which was probably 15 or 16 years ago, they were together at that point for about 8 years or something. So yeah, you probably get a job anywhere. Yep. Just don't come through the border illegally. If you do, I mean, you make it, good for you. What the hell is this? Oh, yeah. Walmart's a really bad place to work. I wouldn't want to work there. I do, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, it's not too bad. Their benefits are okay, but you're slaving your butt off and destroying your body. And then you got people there with no work ethic at all. You're busting your butt. And they don't say nothing to these people either. They'll be at the front door waiting to clock out. It'll be like 10 of. They're standing up there for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm still working. Because I was brought up to be, if you're going to get paid, you better be working. And they'll say that you need to be working and stuff like that, but they don't enforce it on people. But since they know I'm a hard worker, while I'm walking out, you're allowed to clock out 9 minutes early. So even if I tried to walk away and start clocking out 9 minutes early, they'll be like, they call me Mr. Shag Dog, not my real first name, Mr. whatever, because I'm old. Like that's a kind of a Southern thing, Mr. Shag Dog. They call you by your first name, or Miss Jane if it's a woman, or Mr. Shag Dog. Yeah, Mr. Shag Dog, do you mind doing this before you leave? All the time. It's like, and sometimes I'll tell them no. I'll be like, no, I got an appointment. It'll be a Saturday. I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm tired of this shit. No, I got an appointment. Which really I do on Saturday. Saturday, if I do have a special appointment on Saturdays, is to go beer shopping at my 2 craft liquor stores. I usually do it on Saturdays. Oh, oh, in Florida, yeah, yeah. Now there are some downstream from the springs, but usually the spring section itself, where the water is coming up from the ground, You don't see too many alligators there. It's usually down the stream because the water coming up. I don't know if it's too warm. I don't even know. I never went to any of those damn things, but from what people tell me, by the spring itself, there's no alligators. But if you go down, like a lot of people do, tubing down the streams or whatever in the inner tube, yeah, there's videos. Yeah, I've seen people go right by alligators, and I don't fuck with alligators. I never swam in no damn lake in Florida, no pond. Shit, I'm even scared to go in the ocean. I left Jammer out for the sharks one time. We went to the ocean. We went to the Gulf of America, or the formerly Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, one day we decided just to go to the beach, or maybe we were on vacation. I can't remember. Anyhow, um, Jammer likes to go out deep. He's like, "Come on!" I'm up to about my waist, about lower part of my waist, and he's going way out there. He's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Fuck that!" And then out of the corner of my eye, he's like, about 30 yards away from me. Corner of my eye, I see a fin or two fins come out of the water. I turn around and I'm like, psh, psh. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, I just left Jammer out there with sharks. So then I turn around to yell to him. But then I realized there are two dolphins. But I'm like, I don't fuck with them. If I can't see, if the water's not crystal clear, if I can see 100 feet, which that'll never happen because even if it's a crystal clear water, you can only see like immediately around you. So I don't like anything with the water. Yeah. They've even had alligators in South Carolina here, like Myrtle Beach a couple years ago. There was an alligator that supposedly bit somebody at the damn beach in the water or something. Occasionally they'll get out in the water. And then Florida, I know down by Miami, Everglades section, they do have crocodiles down there too. They're not as big as like the African or Australian crocodiles, but there's crocodiles down there too. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it does get cold in Florida in the winter, but it's mainly at night. I mean, it'll get down to the 30s, occasionally even the 20s at nighttime in Florida. But in the winter, most of the time, it's at least in the 60s. There are occasional days where the high only gets up in the 50s, 50 degrees Fahrenheit now. I don't know what that is Celsius. But nighttime, it does drop down pretty cold. Matter of fact, when I last went there to visit was Christmas of 2022. It was really cold there. There was a cold front came down all the way. And the highs during Christmas that year was like 30. It was cold during the daytime, surprisingly. But I think the alligators go into like a kind of a hibernate state. They don't really hibernate, but they just chill and don't move, probably save their energy. Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't fuck with alligators. I ran over an alligator one time. I was going to the juice plant. I worked at the juice plant at the time, and one night I drove up this back road, and there were a couple big ponds on this road. Farm kind of like farmland, a little bit of that farmland. Mostly horses you would see out there. I don't think they had cows or anything like that. But one night I was driving up ahead of me, two cars. They veer over to the left. I'm like, what the hell's up here? And then when I get up there, there's two armadillos, like just in the road looking at each other. So I'm like, fuck. I tried to veer over a little bit. I was kind of late, but I tried to get my tire in between them because they were probably about that far apart. But I hit one or both of them. I went boom. So the next night I'm going to work, same thing happened. A car ahead of me veers over. I'm like, what the hell? We got armadillos on the road again. I get up there, and it's an alligator sticking out the road about that far, half the body. So I start to veer over. And then he just runs across, and I hit him. Ba-boom. Bounced up pretty good. I thought my tire was messed up, But I didn't get out of the car, of course. I kind of slowed down, stopped. I hit the brake light, see if I could see anything back there. Couldn't see him, so I'm like, the next day I went by there. I didn't see him in the morning with the sunlight out, so I guess he survived or something. I don't know. Yeah, fucking alligator. And then about 2 days later, coming home, traffic's backed up, and then I'm like, what the hell? And I'm coming up, and people are just slowing down and looking at something on the side of the road. It looked like a big ass dog. But then when I got up to it, I looked. It was a Florida Panther. Got hit by a car. Yeah, it was a crazy 2 weeks. And then another time, a horse didn't get hit, but a horse got out. So a horse was running around in the road there, so traffic was stopping. I was like, man, what the fuck is it with this week? Crazy. Or I probably should get off here with this one. I didn't even grade it. Damn, you believe that? I would give this I'd give it a A- and a swallow and a quarter. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy to drink. Yeah, jammers too. Yep. Yeah, jammers are the worst of them all. Oh, well, I better get going. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, Florida's easy though. I mean, Australia, I would say, would probably be the scariest place for me. And then with big animals, probably Africa. With rhinos, hippos, lions, all that kind of shit, jackals, and what the hell's the other thing there? The laughing hyenas. Oh boy, that'd be horrible. I'm surprised humans survived in Africa with some of those animals there. I mean, I guess they learned how to defend themselves and built spears and back in the old days and knew how to defend the village and shit. Yeah, Australia, everything tries to poison you. Yeah, and then you got the great white shark problem there, crocodiles, snakes, snakes, spiders. Oof. Well, that'll do it for this one. I might be on because I ran this one a little later than I thought. I could probably do one drinking and thinking video. I don't know why this thing's not working too well. We'll see you on the next one, though. Thanks for joining in, Freaky Freaks. Make sure you get a camera. You can join in with us. I'm sure once Jammer gets back, we'll be doing our normal live videos on Wednesday mornings. But I better get two on the next one. Spinner's Wallow Beer Review, Shag Dog. Thanks for watching, subscribing. Don't forget to click that bell, be notified when we have our shorts or live videos, or even if we occasionally upload a video, which we plan on doing, maybe. So easy to go live, but we'll see. The experts say you should do all three. Live, they said you should only do live once a week, upload about 3 videos a week, and then do a short video every day. That's a lot of work. Hey, there you go. All right, we'll see you in the next one. This Shag Dog Spitter Swallow Beer Review. I probably should do an outro, huh? Yeah. I don't like this app because it times out and then it shows an ad and the ad takes forever to close. Shit. Oh well. All right, we'll see you on the next one.